Alright guys, today I'm going to be working on replacing the lettering. So the Crosstrek over here, and then the Subaru and symmetrical all-wheel drive over here, we're going to be replacing them with black. So I'm going to show you how to install these. This Crosstrek one, it's designed so that you would line this up at the corner of the trunk lid there, and that would line up perfectly. However, this is not from my year car, so it's not going to line up, but the lettering's exactly the same. It's just that this template is not the same shape. Now with the Subaru over here, that's just kind of a one size fits all. So I'm going to show you how to line these up and get them perfect, get it lined up straight, how to take the other lettering off and make sure that these look good so that they're not crooked, and so that they're in the right space so that it'll look factory when I'm done. First thing we're going to do though is take this dirty car to the car wash. It's a beautiful day out. It's nice and warm. The sun's shining, the birds are chirping. I'm sure you guys can hear them in the background. And so we're going to go wash the car, get it cleaned up so that it's easier to put those emblems on. Well, I just pulled up to the car wash. There it is. And some guy came out, told me the power is out in the building and he is stuck inside, right in that bay right there. Poor son of a bitch tried to wash his car on a nice day and he's locked inside the car wash trying to call. Nobody's answering the phone. He said he looked for a breaker box, he looked for fuses, tried prying the door open, nothing. So looks like I'm gonna come back later. Hopefully that poor guy's not still stuck in the car wash. He can get out. There's a human door right there, but he can't get his vehicle out. So best of luck to him. I'm gonna come back a little bit later after running some errands to try to wash my car then. All right, guys, what I've done so far is I taped this all off with blue painter's tape. I lined this bottom edge up perfectly straight across the top of the letters here and extended it out. And then I've done the same thing on the bottom and the sides. And so what that does is that gives me a nice straight edge. So what I'm going to do is take another piece of tape, lay it across the top of these letters and across the bottom, and then I'll be able to line those up exactly on this edge. So then I can stick that down. Then what I'll do is I'll take another piece of tape, stick it to the bottom here, and create kind of a flap. So I can fold this down, take these letters off, but when I fold this back up, it'll sit in the exact same spot. So these will give me a nice reference point that I can use. So that's my plan for doing this, both of these. Now this one, obviously, it's designed for a 2017, but the idea is that this template fits in the corner of your car right there. So you just line these edges up and then it would stick down. This is not for my year car, so it's not gonna work, but the letters are exactly the same. I just have to make sure that I line these up and make it look nice so that it'll look factory. I'm gonna do that same process with the Subaru ones on the other side. Now obviously this one doesn't have the same type of template, so this one I was gonna have to do that way anyways, but I'm pretty confident this is gonna work, so let's get started. All right guys, so now you see I've got two pieces of tape on here. I've got one lined up across the bottom and across this side. So I'm gonna line those up with these right here, basically this corner. Make sure I've got it nice and straight. Line that up, then I can tape off the bottom, fold it back, tape the letters off. So let's see how that works out. All right guys, so there you can see down here along the bottom, I've taped this up so that I can use that like a hinge lined everything up. I'm pretty confident. I eyeballed everything, so I opened up the trunk and I eyeballed it from the side to make sure these lined up, and I eyeballed it from the top to make sure these edges lined up. I'll have that tape underneath too, so that'll be kind of a template. So once I do get those on, that will make sure that I do in fact have them in the right spot and that they're straight and everything looks good. So I'm going to do a little time lapse here of peeling these letters off. All right, guys, there's a nice clean surface. See, those lines are nice and straight. It's pretty clean. I got a few more spots out of there. I'm gonna warm it up as well so that the surface is warm when the adhesive goes on. It's a little cool out today. It's about 35 or 40 degrees, maybe a little bit warmer than that, but I'm gonna use the hairdryer again to warm that up. Gently peel this off. Okay, doesn't want to come off. There we go. All right, now I'm going to open the trunk up and make sure that I got everything lined up so that I can eyeball this. All right, so stuck them down, give them a little rub. I guess we're going to find out here in just a minute if I was right, if all my scientific calculations were correct. Give this a nice little push, get them stuck on there nice and firm. Get all this tape off. Ooh, I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a tad bit nervous. Alright, let's see, I think I can peel this off, or maybe just take the whole thing off. There we go. Oh man, look at that. Look at that, lined up pretty much perfectly. I think we're a hair far over on this side, but everything lines up over there pretty well. Top and bottom line up pretty good. I am pretty happy with that. Get those stuck down nice and tight. Make sure all that adhesive works. I'm probably gonna warm them up again and then push them down a little bit more, but I won't do that on camera because that's kind of boring. And then we're gonna move on to that side. Now I feel better now because I feel a little bit more confident that that side worked out. It looks good. I think a bunch of snow just fell off the roof out there. I don't know if you guys could hear that. We had a little avalanche, interrupted filming. But now I feel more confident in myself because this side looks pretty good. And I'm happy with that. So fingers crossed that side's going to turn out just as well. Here's our little avalanche that came down. Lucky I wasn't standing there. I could have been killed. Jeez. That's what happens when it warms up. All the snow starts melting. All right, guys, so I got this one all squared up. Got this all taped off. It looks pretty good. And now we're going to get this all lined up. All right, guys, so I chose to do this side a little bit differently. I taped it off and I pulled all the letters off first because I noticed with the letters on there, it was hard to get this tape lined up great because this was raised up off the surface. So I pulled them all off, fingers crossed, in the hopes that I could get these lined up better and a little bit easier. And then I wouldn't have to fold this forward, pull the letters off, do all that. Well, I'm going for it. Fingers crossed, man. I don't know about this one. It's on there now, though. Fortunately, this piece was pretty inexpensive, so if I really screwed it up, I can just buy another one. It's like 15 bucks or 18 bucks, something like that. So let's see how I did. Oh, I don't know, I'm a little nervous. Okay, so it's a little bit high. It's a little bit high, but it's lined up on the side to side pretty good, and it's evenly high. So it's not, it's pretty straight. You can see that corner is real straight. And so I don't think that tiny little fraction right there, I don't think nobody will notice that. Fingers crossed, maybe the hardcore Subi guys will get out their tape measure and realize that that's just a hair high. But it looks straight, it looks pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I was nervous there for a minute. As soon as you peel that backing off, it's like you get real nervous thinking it might not be straight, you might have screwed it up. But I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm gonna warm these up and make sure they're pressed on nice and tight. And then I'm gonna peel that tape off and get back to you guys with an outside shot in the sunlight. All right, guys, so there's the final product. I think it looks pretty good. Kind of everything's blacked out back there. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Let's get a little closer view. Everything looks good. Looks straight. All the emblems match. I never did a video on it, but I did. I replaced this trim ring right here with a black one and did the Sasquatch overlays. So I'm glad that everything kind of matches now. It all looks good, especially with those blacked out reflectors. Again, I'm working on a reflector cover for these reflectors that will have a design in it, so it's not just all blacked out. But really happy with how that turned out. Just the black and the red looks really good, if you ask me. And it's pretty simple, inexpensive modification. I want to say I paid about 17 bucks each for those badges, so it was worth it to me. It took a little bit of time, but not too long. You could probably do it in about an hour would be my guess. Everything's said and done, and it's totally worth it if you ask me. All right, thanks guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe.